Yeah, 20 minutes. Say, God,
Hey, Facebook.
Hey, okay, how y'all doing? My name is Victoria Elliott. I told you guys I can't see you, but I know you're there. We're here today with the Woods. We're with the Woods today, which are a special group, but we'll come to you guys in a second. Let's talk about everybody else. Who's below me is my sister Maggie. Say hello to the people.
Hey, people.
Okay, and next to her, I believe, I don't know what you see, is our sister Tanya T. Say hello to the people. And above them, I think, I'm Victoria L. So, but above them are the Woods, which happen to be my family. So I love their story, and they're going to come on here and talk to us about some things. You guys can ask some questions, whatever you need to do. So please introduce yourselves, Dana and Kathy Woods.
Hey, I'm Dana Michael Woods, husband of Kathy. Thanks for having us. I look forward to this.
And I'm Kathy D. Woods, Dana's wife.
Kathy D. Woods. Okay, so first let's start this way. You guys are married. How long have you been married?
20.
It'll be 25 years,
In August.
August the 15th.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Hello.
Yes.
Now, together 27, married 20.
Yes.
Yeah.
How old were you guys when you got married?
I was 30. I just turned 30.
And when we got married,
Oh, when we got married. I'm sorry, when we met. I'm sorry.
I was 29 when we got married. And
Okay, and where were you, Dana?
20.
if I was 29,
No.
he was 34.
34, yeah.
I think.
34.
Oh, Dana's older. Okay, older man. All right. Yes. Okay. So give us the story. Like, how did you meet? Like, what happened? Who approached who? Who pursued who? So we want to hear about that.
Well, let me start it by saying
Sure.
we met at a Little People convention, which happens every year in a different city here in the U.S. And I had been going for since I've been a member of Little People of America, LPA. And this particular convention was in Indianapolis, and I was dating someone at the time.
Hello, we want to know.
And I just, to be perfectly honest, I was thinking about pursuing my acting career and moving to California. And the person I was with, didn't see a future in that. So, so we were together. We were together at this convention. And I noticed this young lady who was obviously new because guys were surrounding her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was like fresh meat.
Yeah, and I wanted to make her feel welcome, even though I was with somebody. I said,
Sure.
"Hey," I introduced myself, and I said, "Hey, you must be new. Welcome." And something really, something triggered in me. I said, "Hey, this girl's got it together. She's very, very strong. Strength is what attracted me to her, even though I had somebody at the time. But I was very honest. I was very honest and upfront when I asked her to dance. I think, did you ask me out? Was I single?
Yeah. One thing I like,
I can't remember.
of course, the thing I liked about my husband is that he was very honest.
Yeah, I was upfront.
And that's one thing I love in a person. Honesty. And he was very honest still to this day. He's an honest person.
Mm-hmm.
He really is. And that's what I love about him. Now, if he tells a lie, I know he's lying. Because I know that well. But he's not a liar.
Yeah, even though I'm an actor, I'm not that convincing when I lie to my wife. So I don't even attempt it. I just fess up.
So that's what attracted me to him. And of course his good looks.
Okay.
And you said he asked you to dance. So you asked her to dance. Was this at the convention while you had your girl sitting on the
Hello? Where was the girl?
No, yes, I did. Yes, I did. And it was cool. It was like, because the lady I was with was dancing.
Like a mix.
Okay, but let me say this. I think we left one part out. Is that he didn't tell me he had a girlfriend to the second day.
So now we first met you, like the first day.
Right. The first day he met me, we talked. And to be honest, he did pursue me. Let me tell you my version. So,
Different.
no, seriously, what happened? If I remember correctly, he was standing right outside the in the lobby, and so a friend of mine that was with me, she said, "Look at that guy," and I looked, and I kid you not, this is the honest God truth. She prophesied. She said, "That's your husband." I said, "Girl, I ain't come here looking for no husband. I came here to meet because I had never been to a little people convention." And so she said, "I'm telling you, that is your husband."
Where's she at? Where's she at? We need to meet with her so she can tell us, boom, that's our husband. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
What ended up happening, so he was coming towards me and I was going out the door and he stopped me and we started talking. And he said, "I noticed that you're new." I said, "Yeah." And so we were talking, and then a friend of his came over and said, "Hey, we're going out to eat. Do you want to go?" And he said, "Yeah." He said, "Give me a minute." So he said, "Hey, I'm going to get something to eat." I said, "I'm going to get something to eat too." So he said, "Come to the kids' party after you come back." I said, "Okay, where is it?" And he told me. So we went and got something to eat. Fast forward, went to the kids' party. He was waiting on me. And so, I'm serious. He was waiting on me, waiting at the door for me. Start talking and everything. And then this same girl comes over and says, "Hey, we going to Quincy's. You want to go?" He said, "Yeah, give me a minute."
You gotta explain what Quincy.
Quincy's is
Right, because we don't know what that is.
I'm sorry, Quincy's was a bar inside the hotel.
Okay.
So he said, "You gotta come to Quincy's." He said, "That's the adult party." I said, "Okay." Went to the party and he asked me to dance. And we danced. We had fun just talking and stuff. And I learned some things about him or whatever. So I sat down with my friend and my friend kept saying, "I don't know what's going on, but that is your husband." And I was just ignoring. I kept saying, "Will you please shut up?" So what ended up happening, the next day he came and he said, "Are you gonna come come back?" I said, "Yeah, I'm coming back." So we had to travel to Cincinnati, come back to Indiana. And that day, that's when I knew he loved fashion. I knew he loved fashion. And I love fashion as well. And so I said, because he could dress. And so I said, "Oh, wow." So then after that happened, we danced again. So at this point, he had turned his chair around while I'm on the floor with other people dancing. He had turned his chair around. Still didn't know he had a girlfriend.
Right. Where's the girlfriend? I'm confused.
So we started dancing again.
Gone.
She was there. We started dancing again. He took me over to introduce me to her.
Wait a minute.
Girlfriend?
Want to be friends?
"I got a girlfriend." This is what he said.
What?
"I got a girlfriend, but I'm not going to be with her long." He said, this is, he was very honest. He said, "I don't see it going any further.
Oh.
I'm going to introduce you to her." I said, "Okay." He introduced me to her and he introduced me to her friends or whatever. That was the end of that. We left. And then the next day he called me. He said, "See, I'm not even in the hotel room with her." He said, "I'm by myself." He said, I mean, he pleaded his case. And I said, "Okay." So we talked for long distance. We dated for long distance for 2 years.
2 years, yeah.
Tag 2 years?
How often did y'all see each other?
Correct. I want to know.
About every 3 months.
Yeah.
Every 3 months,
Yeah.
something like
Yeah.
that. But what I tell them what I told you.
So what? How can we make this? Well, I'll give you the clean version. She said,
Right.
"If you're looking for some quick sex, you need to keep walking." Just
Okay.
very blunt. I said, "Okay, all right, okay."
And I said,
I got the message.
yeah. And basically I said, if you're looking for a piece of ass, that's what I said.
Okay.
And I
well,
said,
so much for the
Okay.
clean version.
Keep it moving.
and I said,
Yep, bye. Okay.
and I said, I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in being serious. And the rest is history. What he did, that Thanksgiving, we met in August. That Thanksgiving,
Yeah, November, yeah.
he said, I want to come visit you and your family. He came to visit.
Okay.
And then I went to see him he came again to see me for his birthday. Then he took me to see his family.
So where were y'all location wise? Where were you located in?
I was in Boston and Kathy was in Cincinnati.
Ohio, yes. Yeah. So we dated for 2 years and we fell in love. It's honest, we fell in love.
And let me, because at that point I was ready to settle down. I was ready to, I was ready to, have one person in my life and get married. It was time. It was time. At that time, and let me share something personal with you. I had an addiction, and I made a decision to seek help and basically walk away. And this is before I met Kathy. So the testament to the clean living was these good things started to happen. I got a new job. Shortly after that, I met Kathy. I said, okay, this is a sign, to continue my clean life. So and it was an on and off addiction for a number of years. I'm mentioning this because there's life in clean living. And I also volunteered now. I volunteer at a facility here in Atlanta, and because of my schedule, I haven't been back in a while. But I just want to give those individuals hope. Your life doesn't end. With the decision you make, and you can pursue other things, and that will restore your happiness, your joy, all of that. And I got all of that.
Now, when did you said with the previous girl, you had knew that you were trying to move to LA and pursue your acting career. When did you tell Kathy that?
Hello?
And what was her take on that, since y'all were already dating long distance? And now, did you tell her?
Well, yeah, in our conversations, I said, I want to pursue my acting. I got a buddy in Burbank. He's willing to, give me a corner of his apartment. This is what I want to do. Are you, are you on board? Are you cool with that? And
What'd you say, Kathy?
You know what? I said yes, but let me tell you, to be perfectly honest, had I known what was ahead, I probably would have said yes. But let me say this, I'm glad I did. Because what people don't understand, being in the entertainment business and being the wife or the mate or whatever, honey, that's a whole nother ball. But you have to be supportive. You have to understand the way the business works. And because I'm married into it, I had to be a strong person and be supportive. And because it's not an easy business, it really, especially for little people.
So you moved there after y'all were married or before?
No,
after, yeah.
I don't
Okay.
play.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah. After.
Okay.
But I did tell you, that's one of the things. Okay, if you want me to help you pursue that, you got to marry me.
That's right. That's right.
Hello?
Not moving with the boyfriend.
So he knew that, and you know, but we had discussed that before. We had discussed marriage anyway before he even told me about he wanted to pursue his career in acting. So I married him because we married each other because we loved each other. But you know, we knew I knew I married into it. You know, and even right now, I have to remind myself, okay, Kathy, you married into this because it's a hard business. Is my husband talented? Yes, very talented. And he's a very good actor, and he has made a good living. He really has. The struggles has taught us a lot. The struggles have made our marriage stronger. And some Chip Fields, the legendary Chip Fields, gave me the best advice. Dana studied under her for years.
Yeah, best instructor I've ever had.
Yes, and
Ever had.
she is one of those people who gave me the best advice, and I love Chip for that, and I love Chip what she has done for our family. But the best advice she gave me is learn the business, learn the backside of the business side of the entertainment business, and I did. I learned because I've even like when far as his contracts, he, you know, I've had to negotiate contracts when he didn't want to go to his agent or whatever. Sorry, I had to say that, but that's the truth. I've negotiated some of his contracts, and I'm good at negotiating. And but anyway, I had to learn the business, the side of it. You know, I stay out of his acting because I can't act a lick. But you know, when as far as contracts, he'll come to me and say, "Can you look at this? Do you think this is fair or whatever?" Or whenever he gets a contract, he know to let me look at it because he's been taken advantage so many times. You know, so yes, being married to an entertainer is something else.
And I'm just taking two questions. So a few steps back with two questions. One,
Hold on, wait, before you start, just want to tell them about Chip Fields. Chip Fields is Kim Fields' mother, which is Regine from Living Single. Boom.
Yeah.
And Alexis too.
Oh, Alexis, yes, that's her little sister. Okay, go ahead.
I wanted to.
Okay, go ahead. I was just gonna say, I'm sorry. I was just gonna say, in addition to her being supportive, very, very trusting, not one of those wives who's now I go out of town a lot. I do a lot of location work. And, you know, like she said, she lets me, you know, she lets me work. She lets me provide. She's not on the phone every 5 minutes. Where you going? Where you gonna be? Where you gonna be? Who's that? Who's that in the background? Oh, I hear something. Oh, I hear something. Who's that? None of that. Yeah, that's not Kathy. That is not Kathy. So makes me love her even more.
And because that's what happens in the business,
The industry, yeah.
You know, and you know, I always say I'm the house exec, and some people take that in a negative way.
Yeah.
You know, they might say, "Oh, she bossy," or this. You know, I am not bossy. I don't care what nobody say. I just get the job done.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's right.
Yep, you got to be that way.
You know, Dana could tell you he went somewhere. He went to work for 6 months in Canada. We were in so much debt. When I tell you, we was in so much debt. When he got back, we had no debt.
We were out of debt.
And we had a savings for the first time in years. So what I'm saying is, I just get the job done, you know, and that's it.
Okay.
So you said you married for love. And so my first question is, right, is love enough? And then the second part to that question is, how did you know she was the one? And how did you know he was the one?
There you go.
So is love enough? That's
No.
the first. No. I agree.
Right.
Prayer. Prayer.
Baby, let me tell you
absolute
something.
prayer.
If it wasn't for God, it's the honest truth. We wouldn't be together. The thing is, we kept God in the center of our marriage. Now there were times
Oh, yeah.
where I'd be like, okay, God, I can't do this no more.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna give you a perfect example. And I'm gonna be very, very honest, because we want to help other couples.
Yes, yes. We
Who's
do.
experiencing, maybe experiencing this
Yes.
same thing.
Here's the thing. And I'm gonna tell you, God turned it around in a blink of an eye. What led us to Atlanta was Dana got a job. But let me tell you, in the midst of that, in the midst of all of that, I was leaving Dana. I was going to leave him.
Mm.
And he knew that and everything. I had packed my bags, got my ticket to Atlanta. No, this is
Sure,
the honest,
yeah.
this is the under
I
God.
believe you.
Huh?
I believe you.
And so
Cameron's seen
I'm
it.
sorry, he came home one day and he said, I got a job. I think I got a job. I'm at the computer and I was like,
And I didn't want to cut you off. So I got this text like out the blue from a.
and meanwhile he was working. He was working, but he got this text out of the blue. I don't want you to think my husband is lazy because he like, got this text out of the blue. Go ahead.
No, from a stunt coordinator,
Okay.
and she said, "Hey, there's the show in development. You matched this boy perfectly. Here are the particular stunts that have been going on. I think you're perfect. You've got to give a 2 to 3 month commitment. Are you cool with that?" So I took that home and told.
So
Ken.
he comes home. I'm at the computer doing some work, and he said, "I think I got a job." I was like, "Oh, okay." So I kept doing what I was doing. So the next day he comes back with this same, "I think I got this job." I was like, "Okay." He said, "No, serious. I think I got a job." Okay.
No, what the second time
Yeah.
is when I got the date,
Yeah.
which
So,
was in like 4 days.
yeah. Yeah, he did. I said, "Okay, where is it?" I said, "Where is it?" He said, "You ain't gonna believe it." I said, "Where is it?" He said, "In Atlanta."
Atlanta.
I said, "Okay." But he didn't tell me it was in 4 days.
Mm.
I'm thinking, well, he'll come. That's okay. He'll come. He'll be with his son too. This me thinking. Next day he comes. I got to leave in 4 days. What? Because all I was thinking, I got to stay here and pack up the house. I'm leaving him with everything. God turned that thing around so quick. I never forget it. As long as I live, what ended up happening, he left. And I sat on the step. I said, "Okay, God, what are you saying to me?" And all I heard was, "Be still." I kid you not. Be still. I was so mad because I had to change my ticket. And I still had no plans on being with my husband. I'm serious. I had no plans. I told him, I said, I still don't want to be with you. You gonna pay my rent though. This is what I kept saying. But make a long story short, I fell back in love with my husband again. I never stopped loving him, but it was just, at the time we just went through struggles, and we were just tired. We were both tired. We were tired of struggling, and we were tired. We just, our marriage was falling apart. But when I tell you, God brought it back together. He did. And if you just trust him, no matter what it looks like, no matter what you go through, if you just trust him, and his timing is everything. And that showed me when he changed it just like that in a blink of an eye. When I tell you, I couldn't, but I was, because I had my mind set on one thing. I was like, I'm tired. But God showed me is that what he showed me, I don't have control over nothing. He has the control. And it ain't over until he says so. That's what I learned. And then right after that, he kept blessing us. He kept blessing us. He kept blessing us. I mean, when we got to Atlanta, he worked on the same show for 3 months. Then he worked on another show for 3 months. Then he worked on another show for 3 months. Then he worked on a show for 6 months.
Yeah, I kept booking stuff.
So all I can say is nobody but God.
Yeah.
It was nobody but God.
Keeping God.
Because and keeping God
Keeping God
first. And
first.
we went to counseling.
Counseling, yes.
And when I tell you, have y'all seen Michelle Obama new podcast when she talked about how she didn't like Barack for 10 years?
Yeah, I saw that. Look, I said
I
that.
can relate to that.
She
But
said all the years.
But here's the thing. And what she said is that marriage is a give and take. You go through those stages, but you got to know how to fight. That's what she was saying. You got to know how to fight and let God do his job. And you don't try to do God's job. And that's the honest God truth. And right today, I am so happy that God turned it around.
And I knew she was the one when
Oh, sorry.
He brought it back. Yes.
I knew she was the one when she was willing to pack up and move to another city that she had never been to and start a new life with me. So I knew she was the one. Yeah.
And you know what? Let me tell you this. One of the best decisions I ever made. Let me tell you why. Because living in California, it broadens your thinking. It broadens your mindset. It really does. I'll say, if you can live in New York and if you can live in California, you can survive anywhere. And that's the honest God truth. Well, I'm talking about in the United States. So, but yes, and it broadens your, like I said, it broadens your thinking. It broadens your mindset, it just does, and so that's one of the best things I've done in my life. That's one of the best things he's done is move me to another state, which is California. And I love California.
Me too.
It wasn't so expensive. We were still
I
there.
know. I love her.
Do y'all still go to the conventions?
Well,
That's another story.
yeah. That's a
After y'all got married, you said, "Oh, we ain't going there no more."
no,
wasn't that.
not so much that.
Not so
yeah.
much that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's another.
But we need to start going back in spite of the things that we went through with the little people community, because we went through a lot, to be honest, a lot of prejudice. We had to get that. I'm the first African American to ever create a clothing line for little people and the first little person. And I had a lot of backlash and jealousy over that. So to the point where we were treated horrible. So, but we still, we need to go back because for my son, for our son.
Who was a little person, y'all, by the way?
Yes. Yeah. So
how did you know he was the one? How did you know that Dana was the one?
How did I know that he was the one? Well, for one, I loved his conversation. I loved the way he treated me. He treated me like he still does treat me like a queen. And he takes care of his family. He knows my flaws. I know his, and he accepts me for who I am. He didn't try to change me. I didn't try to change him. We accepted each other But what I will say, he didn't try to change my flaws. That's what I should say. And I didn't try to change his flaws. What we did, I think we changed together to make us a better couple. We changed for the good, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. I'm just curious. I just want to know, where's the girlfriend? Where'd she go? I mean, it don't matter, but I just want to know, like, does she ever say anything like, oh, I saw you on a movie, I saw you on TV? Like, did you talk to her?
No, I haven't seen her since
The convention.
we did go to a convention when we were married.
Here.
Yeah, the Atlanta, yeah. Here
was
in
here.
Atlanta. It was here in Atlanta, yeah. After
And
were
we
married.
saw her.
And we saw her. And she was like, hey, she was like, hey, and that was
I
that.
spoke to her too.
Yeah, and that was that. And that was it.
Hey,
So.
Okay.
I didn't take her man.
He walked away. He walked away. It's
They
fine.
both walked away.
Yeah, he did it. Yeah, he walked away.
But Dana he's a man of God. That's one thing. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's when I knew he was the one too, because he was a man of God. He's a man of God, and that's very important to me. I didn't want no hoodoo.
Okay, so if you guys had to give like something to our viewers, like who are waiting, because this is the waiting game, and so we're all waiting for our husband, and I'm sure people who are watching are waiting on their wife or their companion. What is one thing that you can say to them to say, hey, keep this in mind, do this, this is what I did that might help you, just to keep people having faith in what they're gonna get? That's what I think.
I'm sorry.
What's that time?
At least while dating, because I'm curious. Before you do the tidbits, I'm still curious about what kept you with that long distance. Because I always be
3
like,
months.
Lord, you ain't seeing nobody. I mean, you ain't got to be doing the do, but
3 months.
gracious, how good of a conversation.
The conversations we had,
Every day? You was talking every day?
Huh?
Were you talking every day?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Every
Oh,
day.
that's, I mean, of course. Okay.
Yeah.
3 or 4 times a day. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the conversations.
3 months.
Yeah, it just made me.
And not 3 months, 2 years.
No, you would
said
see
y'all
her.
would
You would
see
see her
each other.
every 3 months.
Y'all
Yeah,
want to see each other
every 3 months.
for 3 months, and then y'all were young. You were like in your, well, I guess you.
Prime. No, you were
Early
prime
30s.
age.
Yeah.
So,
Prime
you know what
age.
I'm saying?
Yeah. Mhm.
Check this out.
Well, yeah, when I was that was after we
We weren't married yet. We were still dating.
when I was working out the. Oh yeah. Oh,
You was in California.
so we weren't married yet. You're right. Thanks for correcting. So I worked at this place in California, and the hours was like I think 5 in the evening. I got off at like 2:30 in the morning. So the bus back to where I lived, I had to take 2 buses. So the bus back to the valley where I lived from downtown, it was not in the safest place where I had to catch this bus. So there was this phone booth back in the days where there were phone booths.
Hey.
So I would call Kathy, hey, I'm at the stop. The bus will be here in 15 minutes. So we would talk until I see the bus way in the distance. Okay, here it comes. Bus is about to come. So I'll call you when I get home. So I did that. I did that every night.
every night.
Did that
Every night. Every night. And then when I got to California, he showed me where he caught the bus.
Y'all should take a picture. Y'all take a picture?
No,
I didn't think.
no.
I said, thank God. We got a car now.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, because it was not in the safest
Yeah,
place.
yep.
You know, so that's it. And what else you were asking me?
I'll ask, like, what would you tell the viewer? Something like, who, like, or us, we're waiting on our husbands. So what's something that we need to keep in mind?
I'll give the man's version first.
Okay.
Yes.
For me is before I met Kathy, I was trying to be out there, put myself out there, trying to, I was trying way too hard. When something just said, sit back, well, this is God talking to me. She'll come to you. She'll come to you. Stop trying to pursue. Stop trying to, stop trying to be the lion, the bear. Stop trying to go after this, that.
And he actually told me that.
And she'll come to you. Lo and behold, convention comes along. Oh, okay. Yeah.
He actually told me that.
There she is. Yep.
Wow.
So yeah, that's what worked for me is, so men, if you're trying to pursue, sit back. Stop praying on a regular basis, stop the, now, well, there's dating sites now. There weren't dating sites. So now there's dating sites, take a break from the dating sites, take a step back, if this is in God's plan, then she will come to you. You two will meet at some point. You will meet, and it will happen at the perfect time, because it was the perfect time for me. So that's
like that. See, because then you know what? Let me say this real quick on that. Because now you heard what he said. He said she will come to you, but that doesn't mean that she's going to pursue you. God is going to orchestrate it for you guys to meet. That doesn't necessarily mean that she's pursuing you, coming to you. But yeah, she's going to come. God going to put her in your space.
And what that means, that don't mean that you don't do the work.
Correct.
So the thing is, what I would say to particularly this generation is to, before you go into a relationship, get yourself together and make sure you are secure with yourself. Because what you don't want to go into is a relationship and you insecure. Get yourself together. And then I know a lot of times, they say that men do stuff to make women insecure. That is true. But get yourself together and love on yourself, because you got to love yourself before anybody else can love you. That's the honest God truth. And I think with me, there were times, now, to be honest, there were times in my life where I went through a period where I was insecure. I think we all, as women, we all go through that. But I had friends around me to help me get to where I needed to get to, and I had people in my life that held me accountable to become a secure person and to become the young lady that I am, and the adult that I am now. So I would say, get yourself together, get yourself first together, and make sure that you happy. Because I hear this all the time. I'm sorry, a man cannot make you happy. I went through that. I went through that where I was saying, Dana just don't make me happy anymore. Well, when we went through counseling, that counselor woke me up. But Dana can't make you happy. You can't make yourself happy. And it's the truth. It's what we went through while I was unhappy. So, am I making any sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So you have to be happy yourself. You have to be you just have to be happy yourself before you get into a relationship. Have I had it together all my life? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I have struggles just like anybody else. Am I secure? Yes, I am. I'm secure. And sometimes I do have my insecure moments. But for the most part, I know who I am. I know who I am. And the most important thing, get a relationship with God. That's all I can say. If you don't have a relationship with God, you don't have nothing. Just don't have nothing.
Thank y'all. Okay, you guys were wonderful, of course. Thank you guys so much. Tell them where we can find you guys, because you guys are always doing something, little things little plans and podcasts and all those things. If people want to hear from you, if people want to see you or follow you, what do they need to do?
Social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Yeah.
And my handle is Kathy D. Woods, and your handle?
My handle is Dana Michael Woods.
Yeah. Boom. Okay, this has been amazing. We thank you guys for the story.
I want to say this. Can I say this, Victoria? The one thing I want to say is, our hope is that this will lead to a podcast to help other couples.
Absolutely.
Inspire other couples, because we ain't told the whole story.
I know.
We don't have time to tell the whole story. So we would like to be transparent and share the things we went through. Yeah. Because we have a lot to say, and we're willing to be transparent. And we also recommend what is the name of those books?
Power of a Praying Wife and Power of a Praying Husband.
Get that book before you even think
recommend.
About getting in a relationship.
Exactly. Yeah. Strongly recommend.
Read them. Those are some great books, and we pray out of those books every day. Yeah. And the one thing we do before we leave our house, we pray.
We pray.
We have a prayer circle, and we have a prayer closet. Yeah. That is a must.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So that's it.
Yay. Okay, well, anytime y'all want to come back, let us know. Guys, we thank you so much for tuning in. I hope it blessed you guys as much as it blessed me. It was a great story. We love hearing from couples that are in love. Black love matter. All of that stuff is amazing. So we're just happy that you guys, 25, Jesus, that's a long time. So that means we got to get married tomorrow.
Is that the golden?
I got to get married tomorrow to be 25 years. So we working on that, Jesus. Yeah. Okay, well, thank you guys so much. We had a great time. Don't forget to follow our page, The Waiting Game Chapter 35. We're on Instagram, we're on YouTube, we're everywhere. And we will have a great weekend, guys. Wonderful weekend. Don't be too hot. Have a good time. And we will talk to you guys later.